And finally, we'll have Olga, Protsenko, engineer and also Creative Society volunteers from Belgium. Welcome, the three of you. I'm very glad to be here and host this discussion and to hear everything that you have to say. So let's not wait any longer and let's get some of your point of view, some impression regarding this forum. It was a 12-hour forum. A lot of information has been provided. So what I wanted to do first is to understand a little bit more in details. What are maybe the specific topics from this forum that really touch you the most? Let's start with Sonal. Can you tell us?
So, Lord Jonathan, it is a beautiful question. I've gone through the forum and impression is really huge. First part of the forum, which touched me more about, it's like an ocean of information. And what I like is it is information is traveling or transferring responsibly, which is one of the pillars of creative society. And it's very impressive that we are sharing information responsibly. Second part of the forum, which is like really close to my heart, that if we have to spread this idea of creative society, we have to get united. So unity is what is required, and part is really inspiring because they have provided solution also to the problem. It's not only that this information is not scare people. It is to make awareness among the people. Like we want to make people aware of certain things which we are going through. We are unaware of those information or those things. So it's like I am really amazed to see so many people connecting. Like it is translated in 150 languages, and globally people are listening, connecting, contributing, and understanding this concept. So for me, these topics are really close to my heart. Whatever things which make humanity to survive peacefully and happily and lovingly is close to my heart. So impression of the forum and discussion is like really close to my heart, and I'm really impressed with the idea of sharing lot of information. People thought that that is scary, that they are scared or disheartened. No, we are sharing information through our forum. Please take it positively because we want to make people aware. So, and we are sharing it responsibly. So this thought is like really close to my heart, and I am really impressed because problems are there, but we will discuss and solve all those problems. The second part of the forum is like all about solutions. So it's really inspiring. Thank you so much, Jonathan. Thanks a lot.
Well, thank you very much for your answer. And it's indeed very true. This forum is all about making people aware and not afraid. And it would make people afraid if it was just making people aware of such cataclysm happening without any solution, just looking at the facts and not being able to do anything. But that's the actual thing about this forum. There is a solution that has been voiced, a very viable one that we can all put in practice by uniting. So thank you very much for your answer and emphasizing on those elements. Anna, same question. What is the topics, points from the forum that really touch you the most?
Thank you so much. I would like to express gratitude to a huge team of volunteers from all over the world who participated in the preparation of this large-scale forum for whole of humanity. And indeed, there were many facts and proofs with mathematical calculations, which future we have for our society. This mathematical model of how cataclysms are escalating and growing, they give clear understanding that exactly now is the time of choice, that we don't have much time left. Unfortunately, on the forum, information was voiced that we have literally 5-6 years relatively calm period of climate change where we can actually have time to change something, to take action now, that we don't have possibility to wait no more. We don't have a hope that someone else will come and will do it for us. Right now, this is exactly the moment when we, people ourselves, can start communicating with each other, build a new format of society, where we can actually will be able to overcome all the climate disasters that are going on the planet. Forum gave clear understanding of two scenarios, that either we go to the path of self-destruction and death, or wonderful future awaits for us, happy and prosperous future. And this is two completely different paths which are really far away from each other, and they were shown clearly. And I had clear understanding that we need to act exactly now. And for me, this is the most bright. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much also for your answer. Indeed, there was some kind of a sense of urgency, but it's definitely justified regarding the situation in which we are, that people need to really understand the situation in which we are and also understand what is the solution and how to implement this solution. That is very important, and that was really one of the main topic and one of the main idea of this forum. Thank you. Finally, same question for you, Olga. What is the topics that really touch you the most from this forum?
Greetings, everyone. You know, I was lucky to have opportunity to participate as volunteer, participate in preparation of this forum, and I encountered this information which was voiced in the forum during whole 6 months. I was participating in watching these videos, which will be shown, preparation of texts and scenarios, even though this whole 12 hours of forum was really interesting for me. My attention was completely at the forum because this information are shown in such a clear way, understandable way, and the most important, that you won't hear this information anywhere else. And right now, I would like to give a small research which were not shown at forum because we had limitations of time, but this will help you to understand how important for every person right now to watch the forum, Global Crisis or Survivors in Unity. So in 2020, Oxford University Internet had a social survey in the 80 countries, and they found out manipulation of opinion in mass media in every of 81 countries. This information, this is general strategy of 93% of countries, and this is only the statistics. Indeed, the situation is even worse. Let's look at the example how I've been manipulated. Right now, we basically have, we're on the verge of catastrophe. We see that climate situation is getting worse every day. And what do we see? We are given two theories regarding climate change. According to one theory, climate change is because of CO2, an anthropogenic factor. According to second theory, climate doesn't change at all. And if you don't agree with the first theory, you understand that CO2 has no influence on climate change, then you automatically are being put into second theory that climate doesn't change at all. But the most absurd of this is that this is only one team, those who actually asked to create both of those theories, and there is Melissa Fleming shared this information at WEF. She is works in global communications in United Nations, and she said that the United Nations are partners of Google. In order, when we search in Google climate change phrase, so we would have only United Nations articles, because before that Google could show you any kind of information. And according to what Melissa said, there was different information. There were research that scientists were sharing, and it was different from United Nations was shown. So United Nations decided to be more active in this regard, and they started, and they, as they claim, they own the science. And to censor the result of search, which are not aligned to this opinion of theirs, which they need. But in our situation, for us, for people, such manipulation costs our lives and lives of our children. Melissa also shared another mystery of manipulation of mass media. She said that United Nations works with huge influencers and mass media companies to spread exactly the same information, because many users of social networks believe that bloggers can be trusted more than when this information comes from the UN. So they pay to bloggers to share exactly the information which are being said by United Nations. So I think you understand then when there is certain, there is someone who owns media, who owns Google, they can show information which they need. So there is no possibility for free speech. And we also conducted another research, and we were really shocked by the results. The results of this research I cannot share on a full scale, but you can conduct this research yourself, and you will be amazed that each mass media are being owned by particular companies, and right now all of the mass media eventually belongs only to two companies, and it may seem that they are like fighting with each other, but they are actually being owned by the same people. And we have only illusion of choice. We think that we have a choice, but in the consumer format of society, this is just illusion. That's why each person on the planet really needs to watch the forum Global Crisis or Survival as in Unity, because exactly at this forum was voiced the whole truth about all the crises that takes place right now, about the reasons and causes of this crisis. Without exaggeration, it was shown as it is, and it's important for you to show this forum, because you won't find out about this information anywhere else. You won't find information about the causes of climate change in such a broader sense. Even though other people on the planet have this information, but you won't be told that our planet has only 14 years left, and after that there will be just a huge catastrophe. And us as humanity, we have even less time left if we do nothing. No one will tell you how this apocalypse will take place. It's described precisely at the forum, exactly each change which will take place and how it will influence on people. But what is more important personally for me, that no one will tell you about the way out that we as humanity still have, if we will start acting right now. We not only can save the planet, but we can build a beautiful future which each person dreams of. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Olga, for your answer and very detailed presentation of your findings regarding mass media. And it's a very, very important topic that has been brought during the conference and then you just talked about, because at the end, it's boiling down to one thing, people being lied to constantly. But it's not a small lie. It's a lie that costs life, as you mentioned. And that's a lie that will cost the future of all of humanity. So I think it's important for us to really comprehend that situation in which we are, because it's our responsibility to step away from this lie, to look for the relevant and true information. If you just let it go and if you just let it be, for sure, all the information that will be presented to you will be false and will describe the wrong thing. It's up to you to be proactive and to search for that information or watch the forum. You will have all of the truth in there regarding to the situation in which we are. But it's something that every single of us needs to be consciously doing, going after and look for that information. It's not easy to understand that you've been lying to for so long. It's almost going through different phases, first of denial that there is no way such a lie can be put together and last for so long. And then as you go, as you search, as you realize that there is facts that will talk directly to your heart and will make you realize that there is a lot of lies out there, and it's up to you to make sure you can differentiate those lies from the truth. Thank you very much, Olga, to bring that up on the media part, because it's something that everybody is confronted day in, day out, almost 24 hours a day. Constantly, we have this media, we have this flow of information, and it's very important to make sure we can differentiate each of those information for the best, for our future. Thank you. I just wanted to continue actually the discussion. We already brought that subject about mass media, and which is definitely an issue that we can see in the consumer format of society. Information is becoming, like any other goods into this consumer format of society, something that is being put a price on it. And as much an information will get you money, the more that is going to be pushed out. Doesn't matter if it's a truth or a lie. Most of the time, it's actually a lie. There is this famous saying, follow the money. And usually when you start following the money, you realize that there is a lot of things going on in the background that this consumer format of societies continue letting happen. So I just wanted to ask two other guests, maybe starting from you, Sonal, from the forum, is there also another part of the forum or maybe a similar topic in terms of the issues that you've seen? I know you've been talking to us a little bit before the discussion about some even personal experience from India that you've experienced climate change and maybe being able to tell a bit more with this personal experience. Do you have anything that you will add on that topic?
Thank you so much, Jonathan. Actually, I am agreed to both the speakers. And, in this scenario, no one can lie to us. This is our responsibility because this is our planet, our home, and this is about us. So nobody can lie to us. This is our responsibility to do research and make oneself that aware, spread that awareness, which is the motto of the creative society. And for me, the most touched thing is like unity. Yes, actually, Indians, we believe in Sudhav Kutumbakam. Whole world is our family. Today, I have seen that G20 meet addresses by our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi. And the tagline for that is like one planet, one future, and one family. So everybody is concerned about now globally, apart from their country, their community, or their self. It's like now everybody is spreading wings and they understand the meaning of oneness. And it's down the line, we all are humans, no matter where from where we belong to. So, Anna is sitting in Israel, and Jonathan is another part of the country, Netherlands, and I'm in India, but we have the same requirement as a human being. That is basic, some equal right, which is promoted by creative society, and which I love those 8 pillars of creative societies, and basic human life should be valued. This is the main right, that human life should be valued and not applied to anyone, because we are experiencing this climate change is visible to us. We have experienced extreme summer, extreme rains, every now and then earthquake, tremors, and everything. Personally, everyone is experiencing all these things. So if we make other people aware, or our community aware, and together we can find out any solution, that will be great, because it's not the time to read other person's research or other journals and all, because we all are experiencing it physically. Everyone is now, 90% of people are aware of this climate change. So what I love, the idea of unity, unity. We have to get people united positively. So this information should shared positively and accepted by the people, because this is not to scare anybody. This is for awareness. This idea, this unified idea of information, sharing information responsibility is what I am touched about the most during the listening the forum. So my idea is like, we all are experiencing everything physically. Here in India, we experience extreme summer, rains, and now winter is on the way. So I'm expecting and like winter will always winter will be equal like summer. We will experience extreme winters also. So everyone is experiencing this. Climate change is not bad; it's worse now. So this information responsibly we have to share with our co-fellows or other humans or other people. So this is not only bad, this is worse now, because from last 20 years data, you have seen that the sea level has risen like last 20 years, sea level has risen more than past 100 of years. So in coming years or experience, it's like it will go, I guess I have read somewhere, it will go up 1 meter also. So this is like really concern a situation now. We need to share this information responsibly with solution, so people will not be afraid, but they accept what they are experiencing. Visibly they're experiencing all these changes, climate changes. So my this thing is like unity or unified idea of spreading awareness is what I'm touched most, or I want to discuss this idea of unity and oneness more, that this is about humanity, this is about us, this is our planet, our home. So we are the one who is responsible to take care of it. So it's like wherever you are, it's not required anything else. Wherever you are, you just start from your side only. Just plant a tree or spread the awareness, because oxygen is required by everyone else, and we have understood the importance of oxygen during pandemic. I thought pandemic is a lesson, but we are now still. It's like not pandemic is like still going on. It's not. We cannot say that it's totally gone, but still it is there. But we are still not aware of what is the requirement of us. It's like oxygen and everything else. We are laid back and we are not at all alert. This is our responsibility to share the information responsibly and to make people aware. This idea is like really close to my heart, and I love that idea. So because it is about my planet, it is about my family, it is about me, my family, my son, and everybody else. So I want to give healthy planet, healthy life to my prodigy. So it is my responsibility. So I am the one who can take action, or who can react responsibility to solve this problem. So this is my impression, Jonathan. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Well, thank you for your answer. And you said responsibility. That really goes down to this responsibility. We are all responsible for our planet. Nobody going to do something for us. Nobody going to come and save the day. Nobody but us. And as we mentioned already, with the consumer format of society, the way information is being pushed to people, you're not going to get the savor from that side. But from the creative society, the savor will come as a unified civilization, understanding what is the situation we are in, and putting all of attention and time into solving that situation. I wanted to go back into one of the aspects of the forum that was actually very interesting for me, is to really get my head around this theory. Olga, you mentioned them, the theory about CO2, the theory about nothing is happening because all of those changing that we can see are happening for thousands of years, and we've seen them in the past, so there is nothing to worry about. Really, this kind of binary way of thinking, either something is happening, but from just CO2 perspective, or nothing is happening. What has been voiced during the forum is that it's a totally different thing that is happening regarding to the climate. But there is indeed something that human beings have been done. If it's not due to the CO2, I think ecology is a very important topic to understand, because if you mix all of this together, you understand that, yes, there is a 12,000, there is a 20,000 year cycle, and Earth has been through those cycles already. And one question that really rises in me is like, why is that Earth will not being able to go through this cycle, the coming cycle? And if you think about it, and if you look at the forum, you will understand that we do have a responsibility in the answer to that question. What we've done with the Earth in terms of ecology is so drastically bad that we actually reduce the immune system of the Earth, if you can think about Earth as a body, to the point where the Earth will not be able to go through that cycle. So it's really something, once again, to re-understand the responsibility that we have into what's happening right now. But look in the right direction. It's not about the CO2. It's about the ecology and all of the pollution that we've been doing, that we made everything worse. I wanted to bring Anna into this topic because you're an ecologist and you have actually voiced during the forum some more information about this. So can you tell us more maybe about this situation in which we are, and the idea of not being able to go through that cycle?
Indeed, so many people speak about anthropogenic factors, so to say, but what is actually our impact as humans into the climate situation? As that John said, indeed, that we actually killed immunity of our planet. The ecosystem has mechanisms of compensation, because this system was developing throughout many years, and they have mechanisms of reaction to cyclical processes. But with our mindless actions, we disturb this natural balance. We are destructing all these natural processes that have taken place on the planet Earth. And here I would like to emphasize and say that the ecology is actually science about interaction of man and environment. This is basically about how we interact with society and how society treats nature. And if we look deeper into the issue of ecology, this is the problem of consumer attitude, not only towards nature, but consumer attitude towards each other, because ecology, like, everyone knows about the problems with ecology. Everyone knows that it's getting worse every year. But why? In the current format of society, it is impossible to resolve problems of ecology. Even when we declare that we want to resolve them, they are not being solved, because this economy system of consumption dominates in us. When we have these quick sales when we need to produce goods which are which won't last long, and it's done on purpose. So we would actually change the models which we don't actually need to change. How often do we change our cell phones? Not only because a new model is being produced, and this is a race. This actually influence the fact that we used 1/3 of natural resources. Every year we consume twice more resources that our planet is able to give us. In the consumer format of society, this system destroys ecology, and it destroyed it already to such an extent that the ecology is ruined. And these mechanisms, when ocean and atmosphere and forest could protect us, they just don't work anymore. They are dead. These mechanisms are dead. If you want to know more about this topic, please watch Forum. It was described in details which exactly compensational mechanisms are working and why they don't work now. It's important to understand that ecology is immunity of our planet, yes, and we have mechanisms that should compensate all those internal impacts that our planet are being influenced by. But I will repeat, we have only 5-6 years left, and we don't have time right now to start making our ecology better. So later on, this mechanism would turn on and they would protect us. We don't have this time anymore to restore ecology. Right now, we need to take actions to withstand this climate change that's taking place, to this force that is influencing us. But we can do it only if the society unites. And what does it mean? It means that we need to unite scientists, world scientists. But in the current format of society, these world scientists serve and work on military purpose, and each company tries to hide these best minds and scientists. They try to make it so they would serve only to them, so information would be hidden and not shared. In such society, scientists cannot unite and sit on one table. They cannot openly share information they have and exchange experience, interact. We need to unite scientific potential, world scientists, without borders, without division. And exactly when these scientists will have opportunity and resources of whole planet for all of us people to be united, so all of us would understand that our survival is in unity, so we would act towards one goal, that we need to overcome this critical situation, and only after that we can restore ecology and all the processes and making a better life of every human.
Great. Thank you very much for your insight, a little bit more details around ecology, and to get to the conclusion that yes, indeed, we are at this point that even ecology is not even something that in the current state of affair, in the current society we are in, we can improve or we can fix anymore. We need to find a different format of society to bring people together, to bring that potential, scientific potential, to be able to first save the planet and then fix the ecology. So that's a very accompanying and logical things to hear, but unfortunately it's not something that we hear anywhere else than in the forum. It's connecting the dots. We keep on talking, when we talk about this forum, about multidisciplinary research. It's indeed the case. We are putting everything together. It's not just like a geologist talking on his own about what is found. It's not just about a physician talking on his own about his own research, and so on and so on. It's really all different spheres of science put together to really understand the core of what is going on, so we can really put our attention really where it needs to be. And right now, it's about unity, and it's about creating this new format, the creative society. I just actually wanted to maybe shift around more about this creative society. And now you have been talking about it a little bit on how this will help us. And I just wanted to also bring those 8 foundations back to our viewers as well, because I think it's very important to comprehend what is the difference between the current state of society and the consumer format of society and the creative society. So the creative society, first of all, how did we come to that creative society and the structure of it, the 8th foundation? It's an outcome from a 10 years international social survey that has been conducted by the volunteers of the creative society, interviewing millions of people to be able to understand from them, from us, from you and me, what is it the society that you want to live in? What is the society that you would like to see instead of the current state of society that we have? And combining all of the answers that we got from millions of people, we get to the point where we have 8 strong foundations that build this society. The first of all is human life. The human life is the highest value in society. The second one will be human freedom. Every human is free, has freedom, has birth. Human safety, making sure that the world around us, either it's natural or it's just other people, is safe for every single human being. Transparency and openness in information for all. We've been talking about it with the mass media, with Olga. That's a very important topic of the creative society. Because without this, we cannot rely on any information that we really hear. So that's very important that we can get there. The creative ideology, making sure that we have a common, unified ideology around the creative society that is being portrayed. Development of personality, the same way that human life is the highest value, but every single person should have the possibility of developing themselves personally. Justice and equality, something very easy to understand into a society of the future where justice and equality should be a very strong component of society. And finally, self-governing society. And Sonal, you mentioned it with this idea of really unification. All of the people should unite because it's on us to drive to move forward that society and sustain it. It's really on us people to do this. And we should not just once again give the responsibility to one person or several persons to run the show for us, because they're going to run it for them. And we're going to have to suffer from that decision. So let's change this decision. Let's put every responsibility on us, on our shoulders, and unite. From that idea of the creative society, I wanted to go back to our guest today and understand maybe from the different topics that we mentioned, typically Olga, let's go back to the idea of information and the way information is being used and handled in our current format of society. What would it look like in the creative format of society? How the creative society will solve the problem of information, and how information will be handled, and how information will serve the people.
Thank you, Jonathan. Indeed, mass media and creative society will be completely different. First of all, because one of the foundations of creative society, this is transparency and openness of information and truthful information. In creative society, there won't be just a situation when the truth about what is going on with climate, the truth which actually should be heard by every person, that it will be hidden or it will be manipulated, so some certain individuals will become rich. All transparency will be, all information will be transparent, and it won't harm anyone, because all the power, it won't be in the hands of few individuals, like right now, like we have only 2 companies which owns all media. Whole power will belong belong to people. Exactly, people will participate in making decisions. They will accept only those projects that improve our life. And this is really pleasant to imagine how mass media will be in creative society, how television will be. I'm sure that in the Forbes magazines there will be people who improve the life of society. This will be a scientist, the best businessmen, leaders who will build schools for our children. You know, in such society, I already want to live in such society. I just think about it and I understand that each person needs to be in such society, and I really want to live in such a world.
Great. Thank you very much. Thank you for this kind of illustration on what could be the society in terms of information. And it's a very common pattern that we hear when we start talking about the creative society, and we just realize that it's just the exact opposite of the current society we are living in. So it's quite simple to comprehend at the end. Just taking the first foundation, human life is the highest value in the creative society. In the consumer format of society, money is the highest value. And then you decide yourself in which society you would like to live, where the money is more important than you, or if you are more important than money. So that's very important to really get this opposition point of view regarding to this society that we are living in constantly and we are very used to. Let's try to zoom out. Let's try to zoom out and see that opposite way of doing things, because this is exactly the creative society. Thank you once again, Olga, on your answer. In the same way, Sonal, you've been mentioning about this idea of unification that is very important in this phase of building the creative society, in this phase of, first of all, communicating about the creative society, because as of today, we are really in this phase of communicating. Every single person on earth needs to be aware of the creative society through the forum, through social media, through every single efforts that the volunteers of the creative society are doing. So if you look at the creative society, living together in unity compared to what we see now, what will that mean? What will that be regarding the different countries, different languages, how people will be living together in opposition, once again, to what we have in our current society? Can you tell us more? Let us imagine and help us to imagine this creative society.
Thank you, Jonathan. And this thought of yours is really close to my heart. And, this is like a wonderful future anyone can imagine. This is unified future of unity or of human race or mankind. In current scenario, it's like in Sanskrit, we used to say from mama bhav, sama bhav. Like mama bhav is like all selfishness about me, myself, and Samabhav is for everyone else. Growth is for everyone else. As Olga said, that human life should be valued, and there is certain rights. Anyone in any part of the globe, there is certain needs of being a human. Everyone deserves that, So unity. What my kid needs is same that what Olga's kid needs, Jonathan's kid needs, or everyone else needs. We all want peaceful, healthy, transparent society where everyone can live with equal rights, right? So this is my idea or my imagination of creative society or future society in which I want to live in. Why we are after luxuries or after on automation or consumerism, which is the current scenario, these are things to support humanity or mankind. They are taking away the jobs of a human, and they are making them suffer, or because this all consumerism and benefit of certain companies and certain people, human value is like subsided. I don't know. People are losing job, families are suffering. We have seen in pandemic. So we thought now more and more people will understand this idea of creative society, because this is for everyone. This is for each one of us of this planet Earth, no matter where we belong to, because it's about, as I said earlier, it's about us. It's about me. It's about me. I am a human being. It's about Jonathan. Jonathan is also human. It's about Anna. It's about Olga. It's about all of us. It's our responsibility. And this unification, why this unification is required now? Because this is about us. No, as Jonathan earlier said, nobody will come and take action or do something for us. We have to start. We have to start and take action, and positively we have to connect people and present those solutions how we can proceed, like 8 pillars of creative society, which is like wonderful. Everyone wants to live in that society because my kid will have equal rights. They have certain basic needs which can be fulfilled in future creative society. That job securities must be there. This automation or these luxury or these man-made things will not overpower the humans, us. Some hence I believe that the robots will take our position also. Then this earth is for us, for humanity. We have made all these things to help us, not to overpower us. So my idea of this wonderful creative society is like peaceful society with equal rights, and being a human, I have certain rights. There's certain needs. Being a human, I have certain needs which should be fulfilled equally. And during pandemic, we have seen that people, those who have more money, they went to good hospitals and saved their life. People who are like not have that much of money, they suffered and they lost life of their near and dear ones. So I want certain things like medical facilities, like jobs, because I have to pay my bills for this internet also, to connect people also. So which is required, which is like a need of every human being on this global should be distributed equally. It's not like a few section of the society they can enjoying all the benefits, and rest of the society they are like suffering, and they are because of the lack of a certain basic facility, they are not growing up properly. So my idea is also like from somehow to somehow growth for everyone. Certain needs are for everyone. We should share everything amongst everyone. During this formation, that unity or unified idea is that there should be transparency. This is one of the pillar of creative society, that transparent information sharing. Responsibility, information share with responsibility and transparency. I know what is going to happen if I do this, or if somebody has passed on me this information, the responsibility shared with me, sense of security, this value of my life, and if this sense of security is what I want, my family and my friends and for everybody else on this globe. So this is my idea of creative society, and I totally love this 8 pillars of creative society, which are really wonderful. And now, this is high time. This is need of every human being on this planet Earth, other than where they belong to, which strata, which culture, which class, which country. It's need of everybody. So this is my idea of creative society, and I will love to live in that idea of creative society with sense of security, with certain needs which I deserve to be a human. So from Mambhav to Sambhav, that is what I understand from creative society, from all of you, that idea of surviving or living happily is one, and it's in oneness. If we think that our the idea and our thoughts are one, and we are spreading or making aware other people, our family, friends. So there is in good time we can connect people and we'll get united. It's like that. So thank you, Jonathan. This is my idea of creative society, future creative society.
Great, thank you very much for your answer. And I really like this what you mentioned regarding this, once again, opposition. It's not from an individual, it's from the unity. And that's really important that everybody understand that. Moving to Anna, I just wanted to have also your perspective. You talked maybe more into the scientific way regarding the ecology and your view on this. Can you tell us, and can you let us once again help us to imagine what a scientist could see in the creative society? How are they being used, and how science will evolve into the creative society compared to what we can see now?
Yeah, first of all, it's important to say that in a creative society, people will have basic income, minimal basic income. And why it's important to talk about that? Because our profession, what we do for living, it will be exactly in a way that we will do what we want, what we like, what is really interesting to us. We won't be doing what we have to survive in our consumer formative society. There will be huge amount of potential released. How much of explorers, travelers, experiments we will have. There is huge opportunities for creativity. And in science, there will be people who passionately about that, who are interested about that and inspired by that. People will do what they actually inspired by, what they want to do, what they do with pleasure. And when you have a job with a sincere desire to do something good, which comes from the soul, and you have a good mood, the results completely different. And scientists from all over the world, they won't be fighting for grants and money. They will be fighting for quality. The reality today is that we developing projects only that are sponsored by someone, and to have a title, you have to fight for a title. And it has nothing to do with science, with how it should be. It has nothing to do with science of some technological leap and progress. When scientists will have access to truthful, open information, when people are not being divided by any kind of political or any other borders, when they can freely communicate with each other, the process of creation will be on completely different level, and every scientist will not be thinking of how should I gain more or create certain product. They will think of how should I improve the life of every person in the society, because scientists, the idea is so their research and products would improve our life. We don't need them to create new types of weapons. We need them to improve our life. We don't need them to focus on how they should sell us a new brand model, but to create such a model which will last for life, which we don't need to change. So they would start creating things which are can last long. And this is kind of potential which can be opened and released in each of us. Each person can be a scientist. Of course, when you have interested in that and you're really talented, this talent can be implemented in a creative society, and it would serve to all of society, and these people would be honored in the creative society.
Indeed. Thank you very much. This opportunity for every single human being to find their true potential. And it's about scientists, of course, but it's about everybody. And you don't need to be a scientist to see the benefits that you can have in the creative society. So thank you very much once again, all of you, to help us once again understanding or visualizing what is the creative society really looks like compared to the society in which we are right now. That's great, and it's really helping people to really foresee what they can have rather than just complaining about what they have now, but not even understanding what could be changed and what could they have. So thank you very much. We're actually coming to an end to this international discussion, but I do have one very important question to each of you. It's a question regarding what do we do now? We have the forum, great information has been shared. What do we do now as individuals? How do we share this information about the creative society? I mentioned that we are in this phase of informing people. Can you let us know your ideas and maybe the way that you're currently doing, spreading this information so every single of our viewers will be able to be inspired and maybe do exactly the same thing or even think about something else to once again spread that information. Olga?
Yes, indeed. We hear this question a lot. People are really interested. Okay, creative society, but what can I do to implement it? And people always want to hear something like something global and large scale, but the answer is really simple, how I can achieve that. And to come to this answer, I would like to share a short personal story which inspires me every day. Recently, I had a conversation with my daughter. She's 9 years old. And during this conversation, I told her about a replicator, this technology which will be available to every person in creative society, thanks to which we can create any material object out of elementary particles. For her, this information was shocking because she understood this is really cool, it's better than any magical wand, and this is what actually each person can have. And I shared with her that for this replicator, in order for each of us to have, it will be only in a format of creative society. There won't be any other conditions for this technology will be implemented to life, so all people could use it. And for to build a creative society, we need each person to want to have a creative society. We cannot come to creative society by revolutions, because it won't be creative society, it will be another consumer type of society. We can have creative society only by evolutionary way, and only by a really strong desire, but by every person of the planet. It will be fast and easy. You just need it for each person to really want that. After she heard that, she also didn't say anything anymore, but each time I come home, now she tells me how many people she informed about creative society and this replicator that every person will have at home. So the answer is simple. You need to inform every person around you. And for that, there can be any types and measures. You can do it any way. There can be logos and brands of creative society on your car, on your clothes. You can share this information, share the link to the forum with all acquaintances, colleagues, friends you have. And when about creative society will hear entire planet, there will be just a few months before its implementation. So thank you so much.
Great. Thank you very much for your answer. Same question, Sonal. What do you think would be the best way, or maybe the way that you are doing, to spread this information about the creative society, such an important phase of its creation?
Yeah, thank you, Jonathan. As I am introduced by one of my friends to creative society, and I am like regular to the this forum and this discussion. So this is the idea, just share all these discussions, forum with your friends and family. Just ask their view. If they want to say something, introduce to the correct person, connect them with the panel and the volunteers or like this. So this is the awareness we want to create. Everyone loves the better life. Everyone is looking for better life, peaceful life, and prosperous life with equal rights. So I don't think so. No, anybody will be not loving this idea of creative society. Everyone loves it. Everyone is search of these things only, consciously or unconsciously. Everyone is looking for this idea of society to live in. My thing to spread the word, to sending videos or my discussion on social media or personally to my friends and family. If anyone loves or if they want to contribute, So I'll connect with the panel or with the volunteers. So this is my idea, and I'm sure everyone is loving and everyone will love, because this is about themselves. This is about everyone. This is about us only. So everyone will love the better. Everyone love to grow in better environment. They want to live in better environment. So future creative society is about that only. Our prosperity, our growth, our issues to be sort out with, as Anna said, that scientists will do researches for betterment of humanity, not for certain companies or certain countries. It's for humankind or mankind. So everyone will love this idea of creative society, and where, as I said, just share with your near and dear ones, with your family and friends, invited you, share on your social media platform. So more and more people will see and connect, because this is about ourselves and this is about us. This is our home. This is our responsibility, and this is about us. Thanks a lot, Jonathan. Thank you.
Right. Thank you very much for your very passionate answer. That's very true. I mean, there's no many people, and 99% of the person that we talk to mention about this creative society in one way or another. So it's not a difficult discussion to have with people, because you already know that it's something that they will be agreeing with. I'm a sales manager, and I know what is the experience of trying to sell something that you know already yourself that is not a good product. It's not easy. You need to convince, you need to trick people. That's not the case here. It's everything for them. It's everything for their pure, beautiful future. So we shouldn't feel afraid to talk about it and to mention that to people, because it's the truth, and the truth touch people's heart very easily if it's spread enough. So thank you very much for your answer. Finally, Anna, what is your view on the way of spreading that information about the creative society?
We live right now in a world of social networks. And sometimes it scares me as a parent. But this is a great opportunity for communication with the whole world every second. Our social networks, such worldwide, that spreading information in those social networks which are popular in your region, like it can be Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, maybe other social networks. These are thousands of millions and millions of people who can find out that there is a way to live in a humane way, to live in a sustainable, prosperous world where we have love and respect. If we just share this light and this wonderful information, this is a chance for all of us to change the development of our civilization and to avoid those major catastrophes that are unfortunately awaits us and our planet if we do nothing. There are always two motivational actions. It's either we understand that there is a threat and we want to overcome it or avoid it. Either we see something what we really want and we're striving towards it. And right now, on the one hand, we are standing on the edge of the abyss, but on the other hand, we have a chance to make a step forward, a beautiful world in which every person will want to live. And will we really make a step towards the abyss and not to the happiness? I think every person will answer for himself, but I really want to live, and I want to live in a wonderful society. And huge gratitude to all those who already act and spread this information. Huge gratitude to all the volunteers of Creative Society. We have volunteers everywhere around the globe, in every corner of the globe. And as it was said in Igor Mikhailovich Danilov in one of the videos, that we just build bridges toward each other and we making steps towards each other. Every person feels that. Even a person who doesn't know about Creative Society yet, he feels deep inside his soul, because every person feels that it is possible. because every person wants to live this way. We just need to go towards each other, to share information with each other that we want to live this way, become this one organisms. We should just decide that we need to live that and we want to live that. We don't need to be afraid. We just need to use social networks, all other kind of possibilities and resources we have. Just share this information and this opportunity, and as a creative society.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And indeed, I mean, if you think about it, the tools that we have in terms of communication, it's simply never been like this before in the entire human history. There is no way before you can think about a time where every single individual on this planet is able to communicate with every single other person on this planet. That's mind-blowing to me. And that is something we need to leverage. That is something that we need to utilize. 10 years ago, that is not something that we might have been doing as good as we can do it now. And that's crucial that we have access to this information. We are talking about creating bridges between people. And that's exactly this idea. Something that struck me also, and I did a little bit of cross-reference when I see 150 languages live translated for this conference. I was like, how many people on earth can we actually touch with those 150 languages? And after some of calculation, I realized that there is more than 90% of the world population that can actually watch and comprehend this forum. So how mind-blowing this is. That is really the information that is, once again, never happened before. So we are in such a great time to be and being able to act. Every single of us can act. Every single of us can take their phone, social media, and post something and have an impact on the building of this creative society. Thank you very much, all of you, for your great insight, for your great comments and views on the situation, on our future as well. You help us very well on imagining what will be our future and what will be. I really say what will be, not what could be. It will be our future if we all got together, unite behind a creative society. I have one more thing that I wanted to add on ways to actually spread the information about the creative society. And that's exactly what we're doing right now. Those international discussions that we're doing after the conference are a very great way to be able to anybody to come here and discuss and explain more about their views and their ideas about spreading the information about the creative society. So if you are interested into joining us, sitting with us and acting on spreading that information, just send an email to info@creativesociety.com and we will be very pleased to have you in a further international discussion. Thank you very much. I would like to also thank again all of the volunteers behind the scene. We have 3 beautiful guests today, but we also have people that actually make this broadcast possible. So thank you for the support team, to the translation, making this happening, because without them, none of this would be happening. So you can see how professional it looks, and it's really hard work. And thank you very much for this time and attention that you spend on making this perfect. That's it for us today. Thank you very much once again, and I wish you a very good evening, day, night, depends from where you're watching this show, and see you on the next international discussion. Thank you very much.